Welcome back, team. You are gaming with the Colonel, and this is a tutorial for Strategic Command WW2 World at War. Now, we'll be doing a series of these, and it's just because I've learned so many things while playing that my subscribers have pointed out to me, so I thought I'd share them. It certainly made me a better player. So this is the beginning of the German term, but that's really irrelevant. We could be showing this at any stage of the game. Okay, so this tutorial is going to be on movement. So each unit has a certain number of action points. And you can see this one is highlighted. Action points are down here. So this guy, this unit, can move 4 action points or has 4 action points. It also takes an action point to attack. So he could move 3 and attack 1. And I think even if you move all 4, if you have an attack left, you can still do that. But as you can see, you can move him 4. Okay, let's undo that. So he has a strike. His readiness is 95. His morale is 110. If you move him 4, he still has a strike. His readiness is 95, and his morale is 110. Okay, now the number of action points you get are set. Corps have 4. Armies have 3. Tanks have 5. Planes have a certain number of action points. The Luftwaffe has 10, at least the fighters, and so do the tactical bombers, as well as the, let's see, I know I have some medium bombers somewhere. There's one. So that's also 10. Ships also have action points. They are 16. All of them start with 16. Now, the number of action points can go up if you upgrade the unit. The third number here is mobility. If you were to upgrade it and do mobility, you can see here that the action points for movement will go up if you upgrade this. See, action points went from 4 to 5. Now, you cannot upgrade mobility on ships, but you can on land units, not on airplanes, just on ground units. Okay. Now, so regular movement is regular movement. Let's do one. Boom, regular movement. Didn't change anything, drop the entrenchment. Now, there's another type of movement. You can double click on a move. So this guy has a readiness of 70 and a morale of 100. If you double click him, now you can see there's some orange out here. Okay, now he can go twice as far. But note when I do it. One, you cannot, well, let me move over here. So here's a guy. I'm going to double click him. Okay, note, he cannot force march. He is next to an enemy unit. This guy cannot force march. He is next to an enemy unit. This guy, however, is not. So he can force march, but you can only force march in friendly territory. All right? So he's got a readiness of 83 and a morale of 80. Watch what happens when I force march him. His morale, it went down to 34. That's a huge hit. A huge hit to force march these guys. It's like basically telling everybody to get their ruck on, and we're going to get your ruck on, get your boots on. You're walking, and you're walking hard for 3 days straight without food and water. That's pretty much what's happening to these guys. And so the morale drops and the readiness drops. Okay? So that's important to remember. If you're going to force march somebody, don't force march them right into combat. Don't force march them right next to enemy units, because their morale will be lower and they'll be easier to kill. Okay, so that's movement for land units. Can't really do anything about the air. They can't force march. So if you click on them multiple times, it gives you different coverages, but we'll discuss that another time. The first time you click on them is where they can move. Right, that's the green. And then we'll get into that another time. In any case, ships. Ships can also do something that's called, well, let's go out here to one of these. Ships can do something as well. This is their normal movement range, 16. If you click on them again, now they're going into what you call cruise mode. Okay, so in cruise mode, they can go much faster. Now he's got a readiness of 100 and a morale of 100. If I move him all the way down here and let him go, Note he still has a readiness of 100 and a morale of 100, but his supply has now gone down. Supply starts out at 10. If you naval cruise him, supply drops. The less supply they have, the less good they attack. Now, it is a good strategy to naval cruise move your guys into a friendly port. Then they don't lose any supply because they're back in port. So that's a good thing. I haven't really been paying attention to supply on my ships, but I just learned that that's a thing. And so that's important. Okay, so there you have it. Different types of moves for both land and sea. Again, you got force march on land and regular, and you have the sea, which is also a regular move or a naval cruise. Again, naval cruise drops your supply. The only other thing that affects movement is weather. When there's bad weather, it slows your movement and reduces your action points. The only place where it's not reduced is along the railroads. So remember that. Sometimes you may think you can go somewhere, but you can't because it's reduced by weather. Well, that's it for this tutorial for Strategic Command WW2 World at War. Please join us for the next one. There'll be a series of these. And like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing, or if you just want to catch what's on my channel. For now, thank you, and I'm out.